And we're back. Welcome back to the Ricky2ra podcast, episode 28. And we're two off from 30 episodes. So we're nearly 30 weeks into this. And if you haven't heard me say this before, off any other podcast episode, we started in lockdown basically. That's April. I started on like the 15th of April or something like that, 22nd or something like that. So it's pretty amazing that we're nearly 30 weeks into doing something that I never really imagined doing until now, like in October. Like I've stated many times before that I was going to do this at the back end of the year. But yeah, I'm happy with how things are going and how the podcast is evolving. I actually listened to snippets of a few episodes in the past, and yeah, I can tell. I can see improvement. That's what I'm gonna say. I can see improvement. But anyway, how are we all doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry if you guys can hear a bit of outside noise or things like that. I do have my windows open today. I hope that does not affect your listening and watching experience today. I just felt like I needed a bit more air in my room, so that's why my windows are open. But I hope you guys are all keeping well and keeping safe. For the YouTube viewers, my camera, I don't know if it's a bit different for you. I kind of see the small detail. My camera's a little bit more raised today, or just so you can see a bit more of the top, just because one of my Gorilla Pod legs are a bit loose at the moment, so I'm kind of like balancing it on my bed at the same time, so that's why it's kind of like higher than usual. Maybe you might not see a difference, but I see a slight difference. But yeah, I need to order another Gorilla Pod. But yeah, so what are we doing today? Okay, we're basically talking about 4 topics again. I'm very much enjoying the 4 topic format, and we're gonna go through each one. But I'd like to let you guys know what I'm going to be talking about first for each one. So, the first topic, and I was thinking, why haven't I done this before? But it's happening now. So the first topic is, why would you book a magician? So why in the world would you have a magician at an event or at a party or something like that? I will be explaining that. I've left this second one very brief. Cardistry. You've seen me, heard me mention this in quite a few episodes actually, but I haven't really gone in depth with it. So I will be going in depth with it. Not too much in depth, but I will give you a basic understanding and some experience from my side as well. The third topic is about TikTok. I'm just going to leave that there because I'm kind of going to dive in that towards the end of the episode. But lastly, is that even a word? Or finally, it's a topic that really I've been talking about it throughout the whole of my podcast series, but I've never really mentioned it straight on, and that is telling a story. So that's going to be the last thing, and quite an interesting one as well to talk about. But yeah, that's the 4 topics today. But yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so why would you book a magician? So you're at a party, let's say you're at a wedding, okay, because I can relate to this as well, so that's why I'm talking about it. Let's say you're at a wedding, like a family wedding or something, or you've been invited to a friend's wedding. You're there, you're chilling, drinks are flowing if you drink, food's banging, like your starters, mains, desserts. You're enjoying like what the DJ is playing. You're enjoying like the bride and groom. Get like married, like the reception part after that. You're enjoying all that in the hall, the function hall, and then all of a sudden, a man or lady comes up to your table and goes, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm a magician. I'd love to show you some magic." Now, in your mind, you're thinking, "Whoa, these guys hired a magician, man." So it can go one of two ways. That way that I just talked about, or the other way is like, "Whoa, what the hell is a magician doing here?" So it can go either way, or it'd be like, "I don't even want to see a magician." But why is a magician there in the first place? So why would you book a magician, right? First of all, it's entertainment. So just like your DJs, your whatever else you got at your functions or your events, parties, etc. It's entertainment, right? But it's entertainment that comes in two ways. One, it can be close up. So close up magic, like myself. I've talked about that before, but like an up close personal experience for like a group or a table, or even an individual. And then actually the second one is stage. So you've got like probably a good 15-20 minutes, whatever how long the duration is, for a magician to go on stage or in the middle of the floor, as you call it, in the function hall, and show magic for a set amount of time. It can work either way, really, or both at the same time. But yeah, that's like the fundamentals of why a magician's there. And that's basically why you would book them, like to for entertaining guests. But it gets talked about quite a lot, and word of mouth, it does happen. It'd be like at the end of the night, or like the day after, couple of days, a week after, you'd be like, "Oh, remember so and so, like they did magic there at the wedding. I didn't even know they booked a magician. Like, it was awesome. He like showed my kids, showed my friend. Like, I seen him do. He's seen him or her do something to the bride and groom, where they made like something disappear, reappear, or something." Like, it gets like 100%. It gets talked about because you're not expecting it, especially like for Asian weddings. Like, I'm gonna go deep dive into Indian ones because that's what I've done quite a lot of. Like, you get quite a lot of people there, and the last thing on your mind at a wedding hall is there going to be a magician here? So, because you've gone to the wedding, like, bearing in mind, like, that's where you've gone to see the bride and groom get married, and like in the hall now. So you're in the back of your mind, you're thinking, yeah, there's going to be music, this and that, we're going to have a good time, but you never probably think, "Oh yeah, there's a magician at the wedding hall, like I can't wait to go to the wedding hall." Like, I don't think I've ever seen heard anybody say that, unless, but I've never seen it before, unless it's like someone really, really famous, like if you're getting like David Blaine or like Dynamo or something, and it's like the headline thing, like you've promoted everywhere at your wedding, like, "Oh, Dynamo's going to be at my wedding." Well, maybe then, but I haven't really heard or seen that. Maybe it has happened. It probably has happened, but yeah, but that's why you book a magician. It gets talked about quite a lot, and it's something different. Like I said before, you don't know that there's going to be a magician at like an event. So it's like when you see somebody doing magic, and like you're thinking, "Whoa!" Like, it's so unique because you could have gone, like, especially in like the Asian community. Like, there's so many weddings and like events and stuff. Like, you kind of like resemble, like, each event kind of is like similar. Like, yeah, you get married, that's it. Hall, go home, that's it. Married, hall, go home, that's it. But like, there might be the odd one or two where it's like, "Oh, married, hall, wait, there was a magician there. He did a trick, or she did a trick on me. It was so crazy, blew my mind. Oh my gosh, I can't ever forget that night. Wedding, hall, go home, boom." Do you know what I mean? Like, it's something there as well that makes the whole event different as well. And like, I'm not saying like a magician just changes the whole event altogether, because it takes a lot of people to make the whole event unique, like the decor and the DJ and everything else. So it doesn't just rely on a magician. But what I'm saying is, a magician fundamentally adds to the uniqueness to an event. So that's why you should book a magician. Like, honestly, like, once this is all over, because I know like events, like I've said loads of times, events are stopped and stuff like that. well, majority of them. I know events that are still going on. But the main thing that I'm trying to say out of the story is like it does get talked about, and it's a memory. Like you've got to remember, like for your event, wedding, anniversary, corporate event, whatever it is, it's a memory at the end of the day. Like you look back on it and you'll be like, remember that time where so and so did so and so, and like there was a DJ there was a magician, like it was so crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like that's basically what it is, and it's just so cool. Like you can look back on it and you can just talk to like your mates and everybody or like your family and be like, remember when so and so the magician was there, and it was like he or she showed me this, and it was like, oh, it made like my phone disappear and stuff. It was so crazy that night as well, and they were like the DJ were playing like banging songs, and like everybody was like dancing and stuff. Like that's basically what you want at the end of the day, and to look back on for like the rest of your life. So yeah, that's why you should book a magician. Entertainment for the guests, something different. It gets talked about. There's two types. It can be on stage or up close, so you'll see it either way. Or if you don't even want to participate, like I've talked in like a few episodes before, you can just watch the magician show somebody else magic, and you'll be entertained by the reactions of somebody else, especially if you know them as well. Like that's just even more entertainment in itself, and it'll be remembered for a long time. It's just creating memories, really, especially for the bride and groom as well. If like a magician does something like very like cool, like makes a ring disappear and reappear, or something like, you know what I mean, like some sort of magic onto the bride and groom, that makes it even more special. So, and it will be remembered, especially for the bride and groom. It will be remembered for the rest of their life as well. Obviously, it's such a special moment already because they're getting married, or an anniversary, or like for a corporate event for the company. Like it's so special. Like the whole event, like it's for them. But if you do something like to the owner of the corporate event or something, or like a bride and groom or something like that, it makes it even more special, and it'll be talked about for a long time. So yeah, that's basically why you should book a magician, really. Like it adds to the whole uniqueness of the event, whatever is going on. Wow, I really, that was pretty cool. I didn't realize I'd go in that direction, because I don't think I mentioned it, but my notes for this is very brief today. Like I didn't really add much to my notes, so the topics that I'm talking about, I've only got about, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I had 6 bullet points for that topic that I was just talking about now, the magician one, but I had to go a bit in depth with it. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how I explained that, and I hope you guys understood it as well. And if you guys haven't like seen a magician live, or like you've seen it on TV and stuff, and you're a bit skeptic and you just go to an event, like I'll just say, like, if the magician, if he or she like wants to show you something and you don't want to see it, not don't want to see it, like if you do want to see it but don't want to participate, just be honest and just say like, oh, I'd rather just watch. And like it's calm, because in the magician's point of view, like there's so many other people to pick. Like if you want to watch somebody else and get their reactions, that's 100% fine. But if you haven't seen magic before, I'd definitely try and go anywhere that there's a magician. You never know, you might just be walking down the street and there might be a street magician wanting to show magic to you. But I would definitely try and see magic live. It is such a growing industry. I'm just a learner in this game. I'm no expert, so everything I talk about on this podcast about magic, it's mainly things from my experience or stuff that I've seen before. Like I've only been in this game for how long? 2011. So what's that? 9 years. That's nothing compared to people like David Blaine, Dynamo, and you're talking about like legends in the game as well. So yeah, I'm just a learner. I just learn a lot of stuff from this magic game. I've got so much more to improve on, but I thought I'd just let you know, like, everything that I say is just from like my experience. Like I'm not an expert at the game yet. So yeah, it's just the process. Just trust the process. That's basically it. But anyway, let's dive in to the second topic, and yeah, I left this one brief, but it's called Cardistry. And if you don't know what Cardistry is, I've said it in a few of my podcast episodes, but I kind of simplify it by saying card moves, just so you guys understand what I'm talking about. So basically what I want to say is like, oh, have you seen the video where I'm doing like awesome cardistry, and you know, like the cardistry's like banging or like on fire in this video. Like I've seen somebody do cardistry and it was just like amazing, like especially with these type of playing cards, is, you know what I mean. But when I'm simplifying it for you guys, I'm just saying, oh, have you seen like the cool like flashy card moves? Or sometimes I say cardistry and then I just say card moves after, just so you guys understand what I'm talking about. But cardistry is like amazing. Like there's magic, and then there's like a subsection of like cardistry, because cardistry can be incorporated in anything, and it's so cool. It's not my area. Like I know I said I was going to go in depth with it, but I haven't really got that many notes on it. But it's not my area, but I do it now and again. Like I'm not an expert in that field, but it's awesome. Like I do loads. I used to do Freestyle Fridays, in like my early Instagram videos, and I used to do like a few cardistry moves. I did like flourishing as well, but I did like cardistry moves. Flourishing and cardistry are similar as well. I think, don't beat me up if I've got that wrong, but yeah, I used to do that in my early videos and stuff. It was just something I was very intrigued by, and just wanted to get into it more. And I feel like I want to dive into that even more. But it's cool. It's different. So like I know magicians, especially myself. I've done it in the past where I will show like a magic trick, and the build up to the magic trick, I do like some funky like cardistry. This is my example of cardistry because I don't have any playing cards. Actually, I do. That'd be a good idea. Actually, just to show you guys what cardistry is. Using the Flora playing cards, by the way, YouTube. But yeah, so it's kind of like stuff like this. Just like cool, funky card moves. That's basically one cardistry type of move. But yeah, I've been learning a few moves. I've been doing it for a while. When was Freestyle Fridays out? Freestyle Fridays was out in 2015, I think. So I've been doing it for about 5 years, on and off, not consistently. But it's different, and it's an art form. You got to know at the end of the day that people do this for a living. Like as crazy as it sounds, people do this for a living, and it's just very unique, and I love it. I love the whole vibe that the whole cardistry community has. They use so much like awesome playing cards, and playing cards are just going like, so like the uniqueness of playing cards are going like the leveling up. Like there's so many like Kickstarters going about of like playing cards, and you can do like so much flashy like cardistry moves, and it just makes the whole videos banging as well. And they've even got like a convention as well for Cardis, so Cardistry Con, and that's something that I've been wanting to go to for a while now. So I hope when COVID ends, I can go really, because I've seen a few videos on YouTube of the past ones and it just looks amazing. So yeah, that was a bit of a short topic for cardistry, because I don't want to talk about stuff that I'm not 100% sure of. Obviously I do it, but I'm not like, I don't know like the origin like or anything, the history of it, so maybe that's something for me to look into. But I thought I would just talk a bit about it, let you guys know what it is as well. I've showed you a demonstration about it. And if you are interested in cardistry, because it's not magic at the end of the day, it's types of moves that you learn, and it's very complicated. Depending on like where you are. If it's beginners, you can pick up, and then intermediate and expert. I feel like I'm still a beginner in cardistry, but it uses a lot of hand coordination, finger coordination, and a lot a lot of practice. Because I was trying to learn something last night actually. I wasn't actually going to talk about this, but we might as well talk about it. I was learning a cardistry move yesterday off YouTube, and it was like last night, and I was so tired, but I felt like I wanted to learn something. I got so frustrated with myself because I kept dropping my cards and stuff. Bearing in mind, this is like a cardistry move that's intermediate, and yeah, I've been wanting to to learn it, and yeah, I just failed at it. But that was my first attempt. Like, I'm not gonna give up. But yeah, that's the patience you got to have in cardistry as well, because you will drop a load of cards and you will be picking a load of cards up as well. So that's just something to let you guys know as well. So, my last topic, no, not my last topic, I don't know what I'm doing there. My third topic that I want to talk about is TikTok. And I haven't really talked about TikTok that much. It was just something that I wanted to put down and talk about. You know, like I said, my notes are very brief for this episode, so I'm kind of going with the flow as well. But for me personally on TikTok, I've been uploading again. I'm trying to upload consistently. I haven't been as consistent. I'm uploading every other day or every 2 or 3 or 4 days. But it does make you think in a different type of way, because TikTok's in a different type of format, and sometimes like you can work so hard for a TikTok video and it not being exposed to many people, but you can make like such a stupid video out of nothing really, and it'll just blow up. So that's the amazing. That's why I love TikTok. That's not like a bad thing. That's why I love TikTok, because you can do anything and it'll just blow up. If you're good enough to do it, or it could just be stupid things. Do you know what I mean? But it does definitely make you think differently. But yeah, I remember like I downloaded it when it was called Musically, and I never used it. I think I only uploaded one video that I recorded ages ago for my Instagram, and I uploaded that. I don't know how many views or likes it got, but I got a comment off it, I remember. But yeah, it's just crazy how it's like evolved and stuff, and how it's become like that platform now, like up there with like Instagram and everything like that. But I don't know if about you guys, but like when you go, like for me, when I want to upload on TikTok, like I've got an edited video ready to upload, and I'm about to hit that plus sign, but then there's just like all these videos that just pop up, and I'm just like, alright, I'll watch this one, I'll watch this one, I'll watch this one, because it's so easy, you just flick to the next video, and next thing you know, you're on there for an hour. I don't know, is that just me or you guys? But anyway, I eventually upload, but it's too addictive at times, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to briefly talk about that, because it can get addictive, you know. It's like a mini TV show that you can just change the channels really quickly. But I will be uploading more consistently, hopefully, fingers crossed. But if you guys want to check me out on TikTok, it's the same name, Ricky2ra, Ricky2ra. But yeah, let's go on to the last one, and I'm gonna talk. I might go a bit more in depth with this in another episode, but it's about telling your story, and you know what? For me, I feel like I'm telling my story, like I'm getting there. Like I hope you guys know like what I'm about, what I want to do, what I'm doing at the moment. If you're not sure, please check out episodes 2 and 3 of the Ricky2ra podcast, because that explains everything. But yeah, telling your story, like the thing about me is like what I've seen is like magicians do like magic and stuff, and it's all cool, it's all like good and like fun in games, like you can show magic, but like where's the storytelling? And bearing in mind this is for me, like for I'm talking about myself as well, like I want to storytell in magic as well. I want people to know who I am, what I'm about. But if you're just a magician showing magic, like that's it, you're just going to be known as the magician. Like you're not going to be known as anybody else. But if you like go in depth, like you do all these things, like you could be like nobody and do all this stuff online at events, and then eventually your name or brand will build up. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment, so people will know who you are. So it's not like, oh, you're that magician. It's like, oh, you're Ricky2ra, like the magician. So storytelling is like to get your audience to know you better, and that's basically what I'm trying to do with this. And I think storytelling and magic as well. Like I feel like David Blaine does this like amazingly as well, and Dynamo does it as well. Everybody does it, like all the greats do it so well, and that's what I'm trying to do at the end of the day. And I hope like when I get back to performing, I can update my magic more, so I can talk about different things about me or like in my life, and adapt it to like whoever's watching it or I'm showing the magic to, or like I can bring like a relatable thing down to the table and do it. Like I feel like that's the next step, because I've gone through that transition where it's like I've just shown magic tricks and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, it's cool, you made a card change, this and that, but it's like I want people to know who I am, and the only way to do that is to storytell my story, like on the podcast and stuff, because you know I'm doing the podcast as well because I'm not performing at the moment, and luckily this is something that I want to do as well, so I can tell my story on there. But imagine if I do like my story and the magic together and then show everybody. That would be pretty cool. And I have started doing it actually on my stage shows. I've only done a few stage shows, but I've started telling my story as well about the shop and stuff, and updating it to the magic as well, which is pretty cool. But anyway, storytelling, something to improve on. Don't make yourself like a copycat of other people. Like obviously show magic and stuff like that, but let people know who you are as well, no matter what platform it is. But I feel like I want to go a bit more in depth in that, because I've only wrote 2 bullet points for that in the notes. But I think I'm going to end it there, podcast. Sorry if this was a short one, if you guys listen to the whole thing. This is nearly 27 minutes in. But I hope you guys stay well. I haven't had a delivery email actually, so looks like our delivery will be later on today. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you guys have missed any episode that I've done before, please check it out, because this is the 28th one. There's 27 more episodes out there if you haven't heard it. And I talk a lot about other things in magic and like movies and stuff like that, if you're interested in that. But yeah, my name is Ricky2ra. I will see you guys all next week. Shout outs to everyone, shout outs to the podcast, Apple, Spotify listeners. I haven't forgot about you. If you want to see me doing the Cardistry move, check me out on YouTube. It will be out on Thursday. For YouTube, I appreciate you guys watching and listening. Shout outs to everybody that listens and gives me a play. I know I got 2 plays on the last episode. I got like 5 on the other one. So I really appreciate all of you guys tuning in, watching and listening. I'll see you guys next week.